So today is March 15th, and I just wanted to I had a quick phone call with a social worker, and I just wanted to drop a video on this phone call that I just had with the social worker. So, um, the social worker that I spoke to, she's asking me all type of questions. Excuse my hair. She's asking me all type of questions about my pregnancy, and I'm telling her, I still don't have an OBGYN doctor, and I'm like 7 months. She's asking me, like problems and what am I having issues with. So I tell her, you know what I'm saying? Main problem I'm having issues with is these doctors keep referring me back to these resident doctors. I think I told y'all that when I was sick, I went to Beaumont Hospital and they gave me an ice pack to put on my face when I had a really bad infection in my jaw that could have killed me and my baby. They gave me a plastic bag with some ice in it and told me to go home. These were resident doctors. No pain medication, no nothing. 2 or 3 days later, I was developing lockjaw at the time, but 2 or 3 days later, the lockjaw set in fully and my mouth was locked. I could not open my mouth. I could only get it like right there. I have a really disturbing video when I was at the hospital, but I never made it public because I was really crying really, really bad. Maybe one day when I'm out of that, whatchamacallit, I'll post it, but I was crying really bad and nobody was helping me with nothing. I was in so much pain, so much pain. I seen a dentist, and the dentist sent me straight to receiving hospital, which is something that Beaumont should have took care of before I even had to go to receiving hospital. I went to them first, but remember, it was resident doctors, which is student doctors. So when I came back after I left receiving, and I had left receiving and came back to Beaumont for them to finish it, the resident doctors was looking kind of stupid, because it's like, well, yeah, you were here Wednesday, and then you end up being in the hospital Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I came back there Sunday and stayed there Sunday, Monday, and I want to say Tuesday. Might have stayed Tuesday, I might not have. But the point is, I don't like resident doctors. So I was telling the social worker, I don't like these resident doctors. And because y'all keep sending them back to me, I keep having triggers with them. I'm not going to keep putting myself through torture dealing with these doctors. I'm not. I'm going to stay at home until it's time to deliver. So I don't know how we got to talking about whatever it is. We got on the subject of marijuana, but I did tell her, I said, we started talking about my psych history. I told her, I said, I stopped taking my medication. I weaned myself off. And I don't take anything. I'm sorry. I don't take anything right now. So right now I'm not currently taking anything. And I do medical marijuana. She told me, well, if at the time when you give birth, if the baby tests positive for marijuana, then we're going to CPS is going to be called and they're going to open a case up on you. Now, this is my thing right here. Then at the end of the conversation, she said, maybe you should call your psychiatric doctor and get back on your psych meds. So, I want a CPS worker to see this video. I want one. So you're trying to tell me because I weaned myself off of my psych meds, because psych meds have it's a class C drug, and they have what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to talk too fast. The medication will give your baby or your whatever it's called birth defects, taking these prescriptions, these psych pills. So they're telling me that I need to get back on psych meds versus deal with my anxiety by smoking marijuana. Now, see, this is where I have a problem with this, because professional people want to call CPS on me because I have marijuana in my system or my baby tested for marijuana. But yet every day kids are being born because of cigarettes. Mom smoked cigarettes through their whole pregnancies. Cigarettes. Do you know how poisonous cigarettes is? Not only cigarettes, moms drink during their whole pregnancy. I am 43 years old. I have, including this baby, 3 kids. I have taken very good care of my 2 children. My one son that's 22 is better than some sons that's out here that was married by a mother, a husband, and a wife. And I did it as a single mom. My kid isn't on drugs. My kid doesn't have any kids. He takes care of his business. He's responsible. My 6-year-old, very polite, always says thank you, excuse me. But this baby, because I refuse to take psych medications and I choose to opt out for medical marijuana, which is supposed to be legal in the state of Michigan, you're trying to tell me if that's found in my baby system that a CPS case will be opened up against me and my kid will possibly be taken away from me? Nobody did any type of background into my parenting and my motherhood. Nobody actually really came to my house to see how my kids is grown up. Nobody has looked into my parenting. Like, look into my oldest son. Oh, she went to all his parent teacher conferences. My 6-year-old, I do homeschool every day. Every single day I do homeschool. No one's looking into that. I get my son on the computer every day from certain times. Sit here with him for all those times he's on the computer. Helps him with his homework. Me and him every day. 8 hours. But yet, I'm going to be investigated because I don't want to take psych pills because they're Class C drugs, and I choose to opt out for medical marijuana. So CPS will be called on me, and my child could possibly be taken away from me. I'm beginning to think these people are just taking people's kids just for the money. Just to have more kids in the system, because you cannot possibly take my child out of my home and think that I'm not a good mom, and you haven't done any type of investigation into my motherhood. You haven't looked into how I raise my kids, how strict I am, how we operate. You're just looking at the fact that because I don't want to take these psych drugs and I'd rather to deal with my anxiety, my sleep deprivation, I would rather puff a joint to knock the urge off than pop a Klonopin, a Xanax, a Seroquel, a Prozac. So because I don't choose to be a pill popper, how they have made all these patients out here, they've made these patients pill poppers by prescribing them this medicine and that medicine. I refused. Because I refused and did it my way. My kids get to get taken out of my home and I get to get investigated. Don't smoke no cigarettes. I do not drink. I don't even let people in my house. Don't go out. Have a very nice house, very nice car. My kids are well-mannered, they're well-groomed. Tell me how I am not a good parent because I don't want to pop the pills that doctors give me and I'd rather puff off a joint. How am I a bad mom? How? This should be so controversial because I want to know how many moms. Now I want to know how many good moms out there got their kids taken away from them because they chose not to do what social workers or CPS workers wanted them to do. How many moms got their kids actually taken away from them? This is like so unfair. It seems like it's violating some type of rights because they want you to pop pills. They want you to, you know what the crazy part is? They're not even offering me pain medication for my C-section. They told me they were going to give me this C-section. I was going to be sent home in 24 hours. And the only medication they were going to give me is Tramadol because I can't take Tylenol 3s or 4s. Tramadol. They're going to give me Tramadol for C-section. I think as long as things stay in the dark, as long as what they're doing stays hidden and it keeps quiet, no one will ever be safe. Every mom is going to get their kid taken away from them because of they smoke marijuana. Now, I'm not saying a marijuana where you smoke blunt after blunt after blunt. No, that's not what I'm talking about. That's a weed head. That's a weed head. I don't smoke like that. My lungs is not even well enough to smoke like that. My idea of medical marijuana use during pregnancy is hitting a joint 2 or 3 times out the week at night before you go to bed. So out of a week, you might do Monday, you might do Wednesday, and you might do Friday. Just at nighttime only, not during the day. Just at nighttime, 2 or 3 puffs off a joint. I'm not saying roll up no blunts, smoking blunts all day long. That's not what I'm talking about. I would never do that. I couldn't even be that high in function. I'm talking about 2 or 3. I'm good. Go to sleep. 2 or 3 times a night. Besides popping pills every day. I got to go through pain with no medication. That's okay. That's okay. As long as they're doing it to us, it's okay. But when we decide to do something or go against their rules or do something differently, then that's when we're going to held and be penalized for it and get our kids taken away. Is this right? Is this right? Nobody's saying that. I don't know if nobody's saying nothing because people know they smoke the wrong amount or they can't fight whatever these people is saying. This is not right. This drug has been used in many other countries for different reasons. It's just not used here in the United States. They don't use it here in the United States because they want you to do it their way. They want you to get COVID shots and all this other crap. What if I choose not to do that? What if I choose to go natural or go my own way? I don't have a say-so. Where is my rights at as a mom of what I put in my body? I don't want it. That's the reason why I got off psych meds. Why would I get back on psych meds and I'm 7 months pregnant? I want a social worker. I want a lawyer. I want a judge. Anybody to see this video because I know I'm not the only mom that have went this route and about to get penalized for it. This is not right. Where's our rights? Where's our rights? As human beings, I feel like I'm being fully violated here and telling me that I can't do something that I feel is more comfortable for me. And they weren't even helping me. I still don't even have an OBGYN doctor. I have a fetal medicine doctor. I'm 7 months pregnant. I have told y'all how I've tried to get doctor's appointments, how the doctors have did me because I'm so far gone. And they're like, well, you got to go back to the resident doctor. I'm not going back to no resident doctor. If I'm such high risk and I can die and they keep telling me the same thing over and over and over again, why would you have a student see me? If I'm such a high risk, it seemed like you would have a regular doctor see me, not a student doctor. That's like sending a patient that has cancer to a person that's going to school that's studying cancer. You're studying cancer. You have not dealt with it. You have not seen people die from it. Send me to a specialist. And if I'm a high-risk pregnancy, meaning I'm really high risk and I can die like how they say I can, why would you send me to students? It's all about what they want on their terms, and if it's not up to their standards, then they sick people on you to get you written up, or to get you put out, or to get your kids snatched away from you. Is this right, people? This cannot be right. This cannot be right. This cannot be right. I swear to God. You take my child away from me? You report me to CPS. I am a hell of a mom. I was a foster mom for about 5 years because I felt like at the time I only had one child, and I felt like I could take my motherhood and I could share my mothering with a kid that don't have a mom and don't have someone to show them what's right or what's wrong, or to love them or to hug them. That's why I became a foster mom, because I felt like I could share the love with what I was doing with my son. Because it's just some moms out here that just don't know how to do it. Don't know how to raise a child. Don't know how to show a child tough love. They just don't know how to do it. So the child is lost. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna share my motherhood. I was a foster parent for 5 years. Every year, or 2 or 3 years, I recertify. Never got any kids. But yet I would hear stories on the news how they would take a kid out of their home and place this kid in another home, and the kid would end up getting killed by the foster parents. And I was like, why they don't never take a kid and place the kid in my home? You know, where me and my son could love the kid and he could feel wanted. And I said, if it came to the point where we got that attached, yes, I would adopt him. I don't care the age. I would adopt him. He will be mine. We will be his. He will have a mom and a brother. Yes, I would adopt. I never got that opportunity, but I always seen bad stories on the news about how kids would get killed because they was placed in a bad foster home. But now, years later, I'm having a baby and they're trying to tell me, we cannot open a CPS case on you because you smoke marijuana. So all the love and the caring that I wanted to give another kid that didn't have it, these CPS people are willing to take it away from my child and put my child somewhere else, at somebody else's home that they know nothing about. This can't be legal. This can't be legal. This can't be right. And if it is, I hope somebody get hold to this video, and I hope somebody open up and expose CPS and what they're doing, because there are some excellent parents out here that probably got their kids taken away because they didn't want to go with the ways of what the doctors say or the nurses. They didn't want to go by their rules and regulations. They chose their own because they felt it was more safer. It was more better. It was a better choice because they don't agree because of their degrees. They're willing to snatch your child. I even put it on Facebook, and almost everybody said CPS is not for the kids. They're not for the kids. And that's a stupid reason, because many people in different cultures do medical marijuana. It's just here that they're so strict about it. They don't care. CPS don't care. They just want to get your kid their home wreckers. And they are, because if you never looked into my motherhood, I don't understand how you could judge me because I chose not to pop a pill. But yet, you're not saying nothing to the alcoholic moms. You're not saying nothing to the moms that smoke Newports, kites, whatever it is, cigarettes. You're not saying nothing to them. Why not? Because cigarettes is the worst. Cigarettes is way worse than weed. You know how many pregnant moms I done seen smoking cigarettes? I would never do that to my unborn child. But this is a sad world, y'all. I hope somebody do see this video.